Good morning. We have some huge news to tell you guys today. Probably one of the biggest things that's happened to our family in 5 years. And we are excited to tell you all the details, so do not skip ahead because there's a lot of things that led up to this moment. But first, church.
Alright, so Sarah mentioned earlier that we were going to talk about this big transition, massive announcement. Wish we had like explosions everywhere. I don't know if Sarah's gonna edit that in, but anyways.
Not that good.
So just got back from church a little bit ago, hanging around with my boy, Sean Cannell. Whoa, wow. Hey, this guy right here, wow. What else you got there?
I mean, you can definitely, yeah, kind of like, you could definitely tell there's like some grapefruit, definitely like a floral, good roasting process.
Love hanging out with that guy. It's always good. Really, really important to surround yourself with amazing, encouraging people. It's one thing Sarah and I, it's really, really important to us. Having boundaries, putting the people in your life that have your best interests in mind, spending your time with them, and then the ones that don't, deuces. More deuces. We've had a lot of people in our lives support us and pray for us, and you guys. So I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible and have Sarah.
That was a super long intro.
Super long intro. You guys want to know, but when we moved 5 years ago from Sacramento to Seattle, was all for Sarah. A big part of it was for Sarah to pursue her dreams. She had supported me for so long pursuing my dreams, and it was really her turn. One thing I will say is that in helping her pursue her dreams, a lot of really cool things happen in my life. So when you support others, it always comes back to you. Met some of my closest friends here in Seattle. I didn't replace friends, but God knew that I needed dudes in my life that would support me and be there for me. And so Sarah, we moved here to go to nursing school.
Finished that in May. And then I started interviewing for jobs, and I interviewed
Go ahead.
for 3 jobs here in Seattle.
She got one of them, and for some crazy reason, she called me up. She told me she got this job, and I'll be honest with you, I was happy, but I just, for some reason, she was kind of bummed out that I wasn't super happy for her. I
was super excited because it was like interview number 3 and the first job offer, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I got a job, which was like super exciting with one of the really great hospital here in Seattle. And then when I called Alejandro, he was like, okay.
Keep in mind, I was helping, I was at church helping some stuff there in front of people, but still, I think if I was super excited, I would have been so excited. So for some reason,
the reason was, it wasn't I had this whole time in my mind had a dream job picked out for when I graduated nursing school. And that had to do with mother baby, and ultimately my absolute goal was to become a NICU nurse. So these other jobs that I had applied for had nothing to do with that. And I was just like trying because I wanted to start working, start practicing.
Sarah just wanted a job.
Yeah,
she just wanted something.
I wanted to start the skills.
And I did not want to let her settle. And so I just been feeling, guys, for a while, you know, leaving my job since last year, just feeling like God is moving us somewhere. I just thought that change was coming. This was a 5-year of a season. I felt like it was a window for us to prepare for that next big 20, 30, 40 years of our life. And I knew this was gonna be big. I felt it in my spirit, my heart, my gut, my soul.
It's super cool to have a husband who is not like, oh, go, like Alejandro has been 100% supportive of my entire nursing journey. And then when I finished that, was like, you need to get the job of your dreams. Go, don't settle. Like, he said that so many times. And so I was like, but I have a job, and like I had a job offer.
And literally she was gonna start in like a week and a half. So there was a NICU position. This is Sarah's dream job, keep in mind, that was open in Eastern Washington. All right, you guys can kind of know a little bit what's going on. But she went, in the crazy time, this has been crazy, that she had Bell's palsy.
The day that I interviewed for the NICU position at this different hospital, 3 hours after I got home, home meaning to my parents' house, I everything was happening. I went to the clinic, and that's the day that I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. In the middle of my interview, I was like trying to do my best, and Alejandro totally pumped me up before. He's like, they've never seen you before. They have no idea.
Don't worry
what
about
you
it. They
look
don't
like.
know if your eye's kind of twitchy.
Like, they have no idea, you know, nothing. So I just was like, God give me boldness and bravery and all the right words. Like, I was just like, went in like totally prayed up, like, because you have to do, like, I needed to feel confidence because
she didn't feel confident.
Yeah.
You know, so she went into the interview. I talked to her after. She said she felt great, and she was supposed to find out on Friday. So this is a couple weeks ago, and then she would be starting not the following Monday, but the following Monday. So we're down to the wire. Our whole future. Kids are about to start school, so we need to know what's gonna happen. Like, what's gonna happen. So Friday rolls around, and they don't call her. And so I'm like, whatever, you know, I just feel like, I felt like the job was already hers. I just felt it was, we're supposed to move. I felt like the job was hers, and it just was odd to me. It's like, you try to hear things from the Lord, and he didn't, you know, it's like, y'all, you give me, you're giving me mixed signals, Lord. Monday rolls around, Sarah, you gotta, if you want that job, you gotta call him. She's like, I made up in my mind. I'm gonna give him a call Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
I did, that's what
Tuesday rolls around. You gotta call. I told you it was gonna be Wednesday. Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I'm getting ready to speak in front of a few hundred folks, and ends up happening is she calls me like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before 2 o'clock. I'm like, she got the call, what's gonna happen? And she calls me about something completely else. I had no idea what it was. So I'm speaking, then I'm gone for 3 hours.
Yeah, he's out. I'm stressed, like what's gonna happen in our lives? I call my dad, who's in Mexico at one of my mom's aunt's funerals, like, just not the best timing, but I was just like, Dad, I just need your, like, advice, like, what do I do? And I'm like freaking out on the phone with my dad.
That morning, I'm praying, and I don't talk a lot about this stuff with you guys, but I'm praying, and I believe, man, that you just sometimes, like, you just gotta want something so bad, and when you think something is yours and it doesn't happen, I don't know, for some reason that morning I was like, man, this is her job. Like, this is her job, God. Like, I was frustrated. I was like, God, she deserved, you moved us from my family and our best friends to go to Seattle for what? To give her a job that we would appreciate, that she would love, because she's helping, and it's helping people and stuff. But like, you give us the desires of our heart. God knows the desires of our heart, and I believe I've always went for them, and I've never settled for less, and I wasn't gonna let her settle. So I go speak. I don't know what's going on, and then she's not gonna hear from me for 3 hours. She calls her dad.
Call my dad, and as I'm on the phone with my dad, the hospital calls me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Dad, they're calling on the phone. They had told me before, if HR calls you, they went with a different candidate, but if the manager that you interviewed with calls you, the job's yours. So I answer the phone, like, you know, not breathing, and she says, hi, it's so-and-so, and my heart just dropped because I was like, it's her, it's the manager, and then we would like to offer you this job, and I was just super emotional, and you can see my reaction here. You guys, I just got the best phone call of my whole life. I got my absolute dream job, and I've been part of the reason I was stressed and had all these problems because I was trying really hard to make a miracle happen, basically, and I got my dream job today, guys. And once I compose myself and can talk to my husband, because he's speaking right now and I haven't been able to tell him, and I'm just over here in my feelings and excited, and you know, like, a lot's gonna happen that you guys will understand soon, but it's just like, this is amazing. So that was me going nuts. I fell on the floor. I was so happy, so emotional. The girls were like, what happened? I told them. They were so excited, and then I tried to call him, and he's on a stage speaking, and I can't tell my husband. So I called my dad back, and then I called my sister. My mom was in a different town in Mexico than my dad, so I couldn't talk to her. And then I finally get a hold of Alejandro.
She calls me, and the first thing she says is, can you FaceTime? And I knew, and I even told her, like, I don't know how many times I said it, but I said I knew it. That morning, you just know that you know. You have the confidence and belief One of the first scriptures I ever learned, and this is probably the most we've ever talked about this stuff, but one of the first scriptures it was the first scripture I ever learned when I was 11 years old. Bella, you gotta learn this. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith, when people talk about faith, faith is like believing in something you don't see it. It's like wind, it's like air. You don't see it, but you know it's there. I knew that this was her job.
And he said that.
And I said that 100 times. I knew it. I was like mad. I was angry. I'm like, oh, I knew it. In your face, devil. I'm just kidding. But I just knew it, dude. I knew that she was gonna have her dream job. Why would God take us here? And we just believe it. I think too many people settle, and I was not gonna let her settle on it. And so I just knew it, and it was pretty amazing. It
was just such a relief to know, like, for us, like being, you know, believers, I just knew that God had everything set up for us. And even though it got like down to the wire timing wise in our mind, like God knew the timing for everything else. I really believe that, and everything since that day has totally like come together, and I know this is the right decision to be moving and to be closer.
So that's the announcement.
Yeah, so we kind of said it but not said it, but
that's the announcement. We are moving to Eastern Washington for Sarah to pursue her dreams. The cool thing for me is I get to do, because it's a lot more affordable. It's so expensive over here, guys. It's a lot more. We're paying like half for stuff over there, rent and everything, and there's more opportunity now for me to do my online business that I've been working on and kind of hinting at with you guys. So we're just so excited. One of the things that we worried about were the girls. Like Sadie's got her best friend here, and you know, we just wanted to make sure that they, you know, have a great school. We wanted to put them in the best school over there, and you know, I think God prepared all of our hearts, because Sadie one moment was like, no, I don't want to move.
We talked about it with the girls in May, right after I graduated, because we thought this could be an option.
Could be an option.
So we just kind of put feelers out there, and that day Sadie was like, nope, not going.
And I've never wanted to move over there either, and I just feel like, you know, when God has something for you, like he just prepares your heart way before and starts to. So Sadie's so supportive at 9 years old, Bella of course too, but Sadie, you know, knew this is mom's dream and is supporting her, and so she put mommy's dream at the core, and she knows she's gonna make good friends, and we have good girls. So so anyways, we're moving. I'm so excited. I feel like our life now is kind of starting to, at 12 years in, our life is starting to, like, this is the season of our life where we're
beginning again,
we're beginning again, but you know, we've got a really good foundation for a lot, and so just so excited. I feel like our best days are ahead of us. We're really excited to move to Eastern Washington. Really bummed because I'm leaving good friends at like Sacramento. I'm leaving my sister, which is hopefully just for temporary, just for now, because we want you to move, Joey and Ashley, to move with us. But really excited for the girls. We love our church right now. Oh my God, like love our church, and so gotta find a good church. But we're so excited. You guys have been following along, like everything. You've been following along of our lives, you know, and Sarah pursuing. A lot of the vlog has been girls growing up and Sarah pursuing her passions and dreams, and now she's done that. And you know, we are moving to Eastern Washington. So the next big announcement, mark my word right now, write this down, screenshot this, mark. The next big announcement is when Sarah gets pregnant. I'm just kidding, maybe. But anyway, so love you guys, appreciate you guys. We'll probably tell you a little bit more as, you know, plans, you know, do a little tour of the little place. We finally have a home. We have a place that we're renting and living in, roof over our head, and we got our own backyard. So excited about that. It's been like 5 years since we've had that, and so it's gonna be so exciting. At my own office, gonna make it a studio for stuff like this. Do you guys want to see it? Do more Q&A, yeah, empty house tour. But yeah, so we're just excited, and you know, we're gonna be packing all this week, and then we move next Saturday from the great city of Seattle. So today we're gonna go get moving boxes though. Hello, Home Depot. We are here to get some boxes to start packing, because we have Sunday, Monday, well today's kind of over, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My dad shows up with the trailer. All Home Depots smell the same. There's a bunch of mediums. We're trying to decide what size to get. Up front they just had large and small, but I think it might be easier to do like a bunch of mediums.
So we're getting this many mediums. I think there's like 20, and then we'll get like 5 to 10 large ones for like pillows or whatever we can throw there that's like not super heavy, but doesn't stressful.
Can you stretch out for me, Rosie?
Probably not.
Yes, we need Sharpies.
Good call, Sadie. Good call. I get 5 more of these. Alright, so we started in the girls' room. I did. Alejandro's starting in his closet, and I need to do mine too, obviously, but we don't want to be in there at the same time because we're bumping into each other. I'm really hot. Anyways, got 1 box down. About, you know, 4,000 to go. But we started like taking random stuff from their shelving and like trying to pack it right. We're getting rid of stuff that, so far we got 1 bag, so that's great news. Just try not to be what, Sadie? What do we keep saying?
Half a bag. Hoarders.
Hoarders, yes. We're trying not to be hoarders and not take things that we haven't used in
forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Let's make another box.
Let's do it.